See if anyone wants to come hang out for a little bit. Hello. Hey, what's up, Patty? Sorry, it rarely tells me like how many people are in the stream. What's going on? How are you? Hopefully I sound normal. It says everything is good to go on my end though. I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes till I just kind of get into stuff. Hey, what's up, Kimberly? What's up, Skull Kid? Hell yeah. Glad we're getting a few peeps. I'm doing pretty good. Went to the gym this morning. Kind of been coming out of like a little bit of a depressive funk. I mean, it happens every once in a while, but went and worked out. I just got out of the shower and so I ordered a bunch of merchandise. Some stuff for me, some stuff for friends and family, and I have some more stuff coming too, but I figured I would like show off some of the stuff that I got. Actually, I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. So I would say the print quality is actually pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy with it. Hey, what's up, Ram? Appreciate that, man. I'm glad you like the stories. Appreciate that. Yeah, my second book just came out yesterday and yeah, dude, I'm pretty stoked on it. It seems to be doing pretty good. So that's exciting. Hope the family is well and healthy for Thanksgiving. Yeah, man, so far so good. Meg's dad's been recovering from knee surgery, so that's been a slow process, but he seems to be doing a lot better. So hopefully he'll be all right. Yeah, Kimberly. Well, I love making content, but it does get really taxing when like it becomes a bit of a numbers game. Cause like I'll have like my YouTube manager in one ear being like, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like I'll still do them and like nothing will change. So I'm trying not to like burden you guys with that. It's just, I'm trying to do more to compensate for the platform not pushing me as much as it used to. But no, it's all good. I think I'm just gonna stick with what's always worked, and that's just, long. Sorry, I got a Luna hair here. That's just long spooky episodes. And I have a really cool collaboration lined up as well that I think is gonna fit really well. It's been requested like thousands of times. So I finally got a hold of said person and we worked something out and it'll be pretty sick. Season feelings. Yeah, I don't know. I love fall time. I love when it gets a little colder out and stuff, but I think it's just been an amalgamation of things. And this week in particular has been really, really long. So that could be part of it. But I mean, thankfully today, I slept super long yesterday and I got back up and I was like, man, I was like, you haven't been to the gym in a couple months, or I guess a little over a month, like a month and a couple weeks. Cause the whole trip to Scotland and everything. I went hiking and stuff, but I wasn't able to like properly work out. But yeah, I got up, did mostly cardio today, which no one ever likes to do, but it's important. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to be thankful for the stuff I do have, and hopefully life will enable me to keep living the way I am. So in a good way on the flip side. You love the shorts. Well, thank you, Patty. Yeah, that's also part of like trying to get my content pushed. I try not to publish them to the subscription feed super often, so you guys don't get a bunch of notifications for shorts. But it's basically so it can link back to the longer video, and I don't know, try and get a little bit more traction. Hey, thanks, SR. Appreciate that. Yeah, I so I made all the designs myself. Some of them with some AI tools, and then I do a lot of graphic design stuff for myself and on the side as well. So yeah, trying to keep it good and fresh. I'll show some other stuff here in just a second. I just, want to get warmed up here. I appreciate that, Kimberly. Thank you. I'm trying to be here for you guys as well. I never want, you guys to feel like my problems are your problems, you know? And that's not what I was going to say. That's also not what this live is about. It's not about like woe is me type of thing. I just try to be real with everyone. So, but we're hanging in there, man. We're hanging in there. We're trying to do better. Uh, Super stoked on the merch. I'm super stoked on the book drop. Um, Another thing too, I was calculating. I've lost a bunch of weight over the last year, which I'm super proud of as well. I've always like carried it pretty good, but I don't know. I just feel way healthier and still sticking to it, and trying to meet my goals. So I'm just reading the chat here. It takes a little bit to catch up. Well, thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. Yeah, my goal is to try and definitely get some more longer content pushed out, but with me usually writing everything, editing, what have you, it just takes a bit longer. But these next two episodes, this next one I'm working on it's a fairly long one. I think my script right now is like 14 or 15 pages, and it's like maybe halfway done, but I'll have it done through this weekend. So I can actually make the video properly and get it out to you guys next week. And then the one that's a follow up after that, assuming everything checks out with the person I'm collaborating with, it's going to be a long episode too, but it's also going to be that collab. So it'll be pretty sick for sure. The demonology archives, I'll just keep doing every so often for the people that want them. And yeah, no, we'll just keep our fingers crossed and see if we can't keep trucking. Patty, my gym experience is zero unless you count cleaning for a 92-year-old gentleman. I clean a lot. I do a lot of our housework and stuff. I've just always been that way. Uh, I never want to like put it on, like Meg or something like that. I take pride in cleaning my house, and it's a bit of a workout depending on what all you do, you'd be surprised. But yeah, I haven't done weight training probably in that month and a half or so. Today was just kind of more getting back into it and just doing a lot of cardio. Like I did I'm trying to think here. I did half hour on treadmill and then cooled down for a sec, did another half hour on stairs at a pretty decent speed, and then just cooled down on the treadmill again and got some really good stretches in there, got some massages after the fact, and yeah, feeling pretty good. What's up, Rick? Ram, I love the fact that you tell real stories as opposed to AI based stories. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will never, I think AI can be a really cool tool in some regards, like maybe with some visual stuff, or if you like need to do a quick proofread on something or something like that. But I'll never rely on AI to take the place of my voice or my writing skills just because A, I don't think it does a good enough job, and B, everyone and their mom is flooding the internet with AI created content, and I just think it's a dime a dozen. So I take pride in what I do. I don't want to just take the easy route. I don't feel like it'll be as rewarding. No, hey Meg. Meg is hanging out in the back room. Our house is pretty cold. I haven't ran the heat yet just because it's been pretty energy efficient, and I take like piping hot showers. So my hair's wet and I'm kind of like cooling down still. And she was freezing out here. So she went in the back to bundle up for a little bit. Patty, that's awesome. Yes, it is a good workout for sure. Bless his heart. I love helping him. Hey man, someone's got to do it. So God bless you. That's awesome. Skull Kid, if you need any help in the gym, I got you. It's my thing. Yeah, man, you are shredded. You're shredded for sure. Yeah, just to give you an idea. So I want to say like a year and a month ago or so, I was the heaviest I'd ever been in my whole life. And I'm sure for a variety of reasons. Like I put on muscle really, really fast, but I also put on fat really fast. And I just was not looking out for myself. And I got up to 368. Um, I'm 6 foot. Like I said, I carry it really well. Like I've always lifted weights. I played sports growing up and that sort of a thing. But today I weighed in at 286. So give or take, lost, I don't know. I'm not doing the math in my head right now. I don't want to say some stupid number out loud, but I've lost a decent amount. My goal would be to get back down to like 220, 200. And I think I'd be pretty built up at that point. And so far, so good. We're sticking to what works. So it's just when you're cutting or just like restrictive caloric intake and intermittent fasting along with, being active, it is hard to get used to, but I don't know, like my friend Bob says, Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So I was like, I'll remember that one. Hey, what's up, Shady? Welcome to the chat. Patty, AI is wretched, actually. Yeah, like I said, the only time I really use it, for the most part, is just generating certain images that I can't seem to make myself, or I can't like find as like a B-roll or something like that to tell the story better. Pardon me. Yes, and the Steam set off the smoke alarm. It sure did, Meg. Thanks, Ram. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, I think I'm relatively caught up. I don't know. You guys want to see a couple of merch items that I got? I haven't even had a chance to look at them yet. I just got here and unboxed it and stuff. Skull Kid, hardest lifestyle to maintain for sure. I had to look deep into low calorie, high volume recipes to maintain it as long as I have. Oh, for sure. I can imagine, dude. Probably a lot of vegetables, I would imagine, just depending on what you're going for, you know. Patty says yes, merch. All right, let's do it. So first things first, these have actually been pretty popular. I accidentally, or gosh, I can't speak today. I recently put a bunch of new items on my merchandise store yesterday and the day before that obviously I don't have yet, but I have this same design, but it's available in like 7 or 8 different colors. So this is fresh out of the bag here, peeling off the stickers. It's a 3M, which pretty good brand, I'd say. You know, got the old Mystery Archives logo there. Yeah, I was like, you know, what if I want it in like a blue or a red or something like that, you know, or a gold? You know what I just changed my logo to. So I decided to throw to order these before I decided to put up the colored options, but I'll be getting some of those in the mail sometime soon. I also got a really sick hoodie that I ordered. Well, I ordered one for Megan of the older design from last month, and then a new design that I made not too long ago. Yeah, this already feels like this is pretty thick, dude. And the embroidery is really nice too. God, I feel like an infomercial right now. But I mean, I'm not just saying this because it's mine. Like I am impressed by the quality. And I would put it on right now, but like I have a thing with wet hair. Like I need it to dry before I put like a hat on or something, unless I'm like post gym. But yeah, no, these are pretty sick. I think everyone who I'm giving them to is gonna really like them. I know you can't see it like unless I lift it up just because of the webcam, but yeah, all around pretty sick. It's just a basic, you know, design, but yeah, 3M thin soleil on the beanie type, so that's pretty sick. I got some more stuff here, so here I'll look at chat, then I'll grab something else. Ramped up Halloween year round, bro. Hey, yeah, that's me, man. I mean, hey, I'm a huge metalhead. I wear a lot of metal like horror band tees and stuff, anyways. Yeah, Meg, maybe you need one of the beanies to warm up. I mean, one of them is yours, so let's see. I'm gonna live in them this winter. Oh, for sure. Hey, what's up, John? You could produce Crogland Grange Mystery Archive wooden stakes. That's actually a hilarious idea. If I could find a manufacturer, dude, I so would. Or, I mean, to be fair, I have a giant tree and a bunch of limbs in my backyard that are all stacked up. I mean, if I really wanted to get into it, I could for sure. Patty, I have my Green Bay Packers beanies. Need a change. I get too much grief from my family and other Michiganders. Hey, man, like who you like, bro. No shame in that. No shame in that at all. Um, I've never been a huge Packers fan, but I actually had a few friends. Some of my old bandmates actually were massive Packers fans, but they were born in the Green Bay area. Sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, school kid. Kimberly, I love my beanie and the sweatpants are the best. Seriously, I live in them. Yeah, dude. I remember you sent me a pic of all the stuff you ordered. For those of you who don't know, Kimberly placed like a gigantic order. Like I was flabbergasted, and I tried to make sure she got her stuff as fast as I could get it to her. But dude, that's so good to hear. I'm so glad to hear that. Hell yeah. I need to get some of the sweatpants too, just because like it's that time of year, man. It is that time of year for sure. A unique selling point on the stakes. Oh, for sure, John. For sure. Mystery Art says Skull Kid Mystery Archive steak whittling stream incoming. Dude, I feel like that'd be so messy at my computer though. Like there'd be so many wood chips and stuff everywhere. I'd have to worry about my dog like trying to eat them. Oh, I don't know. If I was gonna woodwork it, I feel like I would just get like a lathe or something and do it outside. Let's see. Patty says, love my APAC. My nickname is Pat Attack, referring to Pack Attack. Oh, dude, that's sick. Hell yeah. Very nice. Here, let's look at the one of the mugs that I ordered real quick. Ooh, it's even in a fancy little box. Hopefully not broken. Nah, it should be all right. You know, for as much stuff as I ordered, actually, this decent sized box I got, it's pretty lightweight. Ooh. So yeah, it comes, I'm trying not to drop it. Comes pretty wrapped up here. Oh, dude, let's go. Look at that. It's got the QR code to pull up like episodes and stuff if anyone ever wanted it, but like the inside's black. It's got the black handle. And then it's got another design on the other side. I went with this Mothman logo that I made. Dang, dude, that's shiny. Let's go. Many of sips of coffee will be taken out of this, I promise you. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Oh, dude, I saw one of the recipes you put up earlier, and I'm like, damn it, dude. If I wasn't cutting, I would try and make like 1,000 of those. I always joked. So Dylan makes some really sick, like chef style content. Like he cooks some amazing food, and I've been following him for a good while. But yeah, dude, like if I ever have enough money, you're my personal chef, bro. Cheat day. I feel like my cheat day is going to be like 2 days. Really, it'll be like the Thanksgiving, the day before and the day after. Oh shit! And then we were doing a Friendsgiving on Saturday, so pretty much through that weekend, I'm gonna be just annihilated with calories. But yeah, damn, dude, that looks sick. I'll try and get a little closer here. I don't know if it'll focus right, but I'm really happy with that. It looks nice. Like honestly, you could put, I mean, obviously I'm like, please buy my merch, but you could really put, pretty much anything on this and it would be badass for sure. I'm really happy with that. SR, I never drink coffee. I'd use the mug for hot chocolate though. Oh, for sure. I love me some hot chocolate as well. I don't drink a ton of coffee, like maybe 2 or 3 coffees a week. I am a fiend for energy drinks though. Like I did really good there for a while, but these days, especially if I am going to work out, usually I have at least one a day. Terrible, I know, but at least I'm young enough that hopefully it won't catch up with me too quick. So I'm catching up here, guys. Ram Tough, I'll roll around in one of your beanies. I'm a city school worker. I hate feeling like another sheep in the herd. Oh, dude, I feel you. I can't imagine that that's too terribly easy of a job either. So no, I would definitely appreciate that, man. Yeah, you should totally order one. But being outside during the cold sucks though, for sure. But hey, man, someone's got to do it. Considering I was a blue collar worker for God, a long time. I will always have massive respect for my blue collar peeps. Skull Kid, that mug will be mine. I survive on coffee and pre-workout. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to be so much better about like powdered pre-workouts and stuff, but like usually I do like bangs if I know I'm gonna have like a long day, I'll just have like one. Yeah, coffee wise, I mean, I haven't brewed my own in a fat minute. Usually I'm just lazy and I go to the gas station and get one. But now that I have this sick mug, I have to grab some when we go to the store later. But yeah, pre-workout, man. I have a few, like I have, I mean, I don't know if you would count G Fuel as a pre-workout, but I have a few G Fuels in my kitchen that are probably going bad because I haven't finished them. But Total War was one that I went with quite a bit. And I Am God by Insane Labs slapped hard. So I just felt at one point it was just way too much caffeine. And I've been trying to focus more on cardio and stuff. So don't want my heart to explode. So I've tapered back on those a little bit. Dylan, I got you. Hey, thanks, man. 3 to 4 coffees per day. Oh, it's not that bad, bro. because I think the average cup is like 80 milligrams of caffeine. It's like 8, 16, 20. It's like 320. That's like one of these, man. That's not too bad. Um, I'm not gonna lie. There was a time in my life when I was painting aircraft that I would drink a Bang, maybe a Rockstar, and like one or two coffees in like a 10 to 12 hour shift just to be able to like make it through. That was bad. That was terrible. Yeah, I love me some hot chocolate. We actually have a bunch of hot chocolate in our cabinet that we have not made yet. We have a bad habit of like buying stuff in bulk and then like we get sick of it. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but I have enough hot chocolate to last multiple winters. Hot chocolate gang rise up. Hell yeah. Robin, Chateau Amaroi and La Masura were fantastic episodes. Well, thank you very much. I thought, man, I really thought that La Masura episode was, it was really interesting to dive into that for sure. They both were super interesting to dive into, but man, the Chateau definitely way, way, way darker. John, I drank too much coffee and made myself balder. Does coffee cause baldness? That's funny because the one of my best friends, he lives next door to me, Cody. He's been on some of the live streams and stuff. He's bald, but he like never drinks coffee, which is hilarious. Patty, Robin, they were awesome, very informing. Well, thank you. I try to keep it pretty entertaining but informative. Man, I tell you what though, these next two are going to be long, long deep dives with a many a details. Ram Tough, have to get back to work. Take care, my friend. Best to you and yours for the holiday season. The same goes to you, my friend. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Skull Kid, my man, Total War is my go-to. But as a Redcon ambassador, I'm biased. Oh, that's sick, dude. That's awesome. I looked into that at one point, like 5, 6 years ago. I just wasn't in a spot where I felt worthy. But yeah, Redcon, yeah, they make a lot of good products, dude, for sure. I have a few different shirts by them. I've tried various products, like different BCAs and that sort of thing over the years. Yeah, good stuff. Megan, I don't think we were ever in Cahokia, John. I'm not sure where Cahokia is. I don't think I've ever been there. Skull Kid, bro, the wife and I do the same thing. She'll get on crazy food craving kicks, and I'll buy a ton of it for her, and then she gets sick of it. It's way too much ramen in my cabinet now, dude. I feel you. I have like so like Meg really wanted lemonade one time, so I got like this like giant thing of like country made lemonade, and I swear she had like 2, 3 cups out of it, and I still have it. I've got that. I've got obviously the hot chocolate. I think we have a couple more things. To be fair, I bought like a 50-pound bag of rice that I've been eating on for like, I mean, God, I don't think it has an expiration date. I'll have to check, but I've been slowly dwindling it away for like 2 years now. It was like 25 bucks at the time I bought it. And I was like, oh, dude, and I was eating a bunch of rice then, like meal prepping and stuff. And I was like, oh, dude, I can't not buy this, you know? Oh man. Do not shame me. I'm not shaming you. It's facts. Sandra, Skull Kid, you are a good man. You will not be able to have the right amount. Fair enough. I mean, hey, whenever she does come back around to wanting some ramen though, you got a bunch. SRW Taku. The video on La Masura gave me chills. Well, I'm glad that you liked it, man. For sure. I've had a lot of complaints about like my pacing and stuff. And I think I go through phases where I don't realize that I'm maybe slowing it down too much. But I also at the same time try to build a good environment for the video to fit the story and just try and like, I don't know, in my interpretation, tell the story properly. And I don't know, I'll definitely be picking up the pace a bit, but I don't want to ruin, suspense either. Cahokia was a Native American city built around gravel pyramids where they found an Oceanian dagger, a lemonu of all things. That sounds interesting for sure. I've always had a fascination with out of place artifacts. I don't know if you guys have looked into those at all, but just stuff that they find that just throws our whole understanding of science off and timelines. I love that stuff. Skull Kid, rice equals carbs, carbs equals good. Yeah, right now I would say I'm definitely on low carb, high protein, and mostly just restrictive caloric intake in general. I found that I can kind of eat whatever. I try to eat more high quality foods when when I'm trying to eat cleaner, and it's been helping. I feel like towards my weight loss. But yeah, especially if you're about to do like a heavy workout or something like that, I feel like that's the only real way I utilize calories properly. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a scientist, but just from my own experiences. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Sandra, Cody, you are getting your creepy voice down. That might be why you slow down. I get the chills from some of your stuff, how you use your voice. Well, again, thank you so much. Um, Yeah, I would argue most of the time it's just me trying to convey the story how I don't know, I view it and want it to be portrayed. But I don't know, I'm trying to take feedback and grow with it as well, you know. Patty, got to get my grandson from work. See y'all buying the knit cap. Oh, well, thank you, Patty. Appreciate that. Definitely drive safe and hope you have a good rest of your day for sure. Some John says some coastal peoples probably traded with the Hawaiians and caught the great white to edge with its teeth. It's made it to Cahokia. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, it's possible for sure. We really know so little, you know. Hey, thanks for joining, Skull Kid. Appreciate that, man. Real quick before I answer any more questions, I want to show off at least, one or two more items here. I don't have a ton of variety because I kind of ordered a bunch of some of the same stuff, but I figured since I got it, I may as well, you know. So just a sec. This one this one I made out of a quote from Megan from one of our live streams when we thought we were going to be rolled up on by the cops outside of this cemetery we were at, and I don't remember exactly what she said, but she just killed all the lights in the car and it was hilarious. But it was something along the lines of let me move this over, going ghost mode. So in her honor, I had to make that for her. Oh man. And again, man, the quality and the print with these are really, really good. Like seriously good. A lot better than the manufacturer I had before. That is for dang sure. So I'll show it again here. I'm just trying not to smack my microphone. I love the little ghosty with the blazed shades. I think I got like one or two more things, but yeah, yeah, it turned off the lights when the car was coming and I called it going ghost mode. It's adorable. Well, that is your shirt. Obviously if someone else wants one, they can check out the shop, but yeah, I thought it was too good not to make something out of it. Infinitely interesting information, Marietta Dawes. Hello from a subscriber from way, way back. Loved the La Masura vid. Peru has a lot of weird stories happening. Oh, definitely. Peru has a ton of high strangeness for sure. First of all, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being a subscriber from way back. That means the world to me. And I've done one video on Peru, and it was over the Stone Forest. It's an older video, but some of the stories in there, like time slips, UFO encounters, that sort of a thing. Definitely some weird stuff. But yeah, if you haven't seen that one, you might check it out for sure. But I appreciate you being here. Ram Tough, thank you for the stories, keeping me sane. I'm a combat veteran who has a hard time sleeping. Your voice and stories allow me to relax, and I hope that more veterans find you. I refer you anytime I can. Oh well, man, thank you so much for your service, bro. And I'm glad that I can help you in any way that I can. Seriously, that's so sick. So glad to hear that. Sorry, the chat takes a little bit here. Skull Kid, man, I didn't know how I didn't jump on the sub train till now. Problem solved. Oh, it's all good, man. I appreciate it truly. Thank you. With you being a member, all my videos are ad free under members only videos. So if you want to check those out, man, have a ball. I also have a coupon for my store under the community tab that was members only as well that you can check out if you wanted to order something. I am probably going to do like an early Black Friday type sale here pretty soon. Like right now, since I just put out my second book yesterday, I'm still waiting on my physical copies, but they'll be here roughly the first week of December. So like if someone wants a signed copy, they can order it. But if they order volume 1 and 2, I think it gives you like an automatic 10 or 15% off the order. So I figured it's the least I can do. Hoorah, Ram. Yeah, Kimberly, you're a vet too, aren't you? If I'm not mistaken. It's crazy the amount of friends and just people I encounter that are vets, man. Sick. Definitely appreciate your service. Sandra, I like the going ghost mode. When you could you do some in navy blue? Do you mean like the ghost design itself in navy blue or like the color of the shirt? Because I could do that super easy. Matter of fact, I'll write that down right now once you clarify. There we go. Got a trusty little notepad there. Kimberly, the ghost reminds me of Zoidberg from Futurama. I don't necessarily see the resemblance, but man, I loved old Futurama. I used to fall asleep to Futurama all the time back in the day. One of my phases rather of different, because I cycle through different things. I fall asleep to, but yeah, definitely in high school for sure. I did Futurama for a good while. Shirt in a navy blue. Okay, yeah, for sure. Honestly, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I'll probably try and update when I have a chance later today. I'll try and update like all designs to have some different options for sure. Not everyone wants to be an emo kid like me. Stone Forest, I remember that one. Yeah, for sure. Man, that was a while ago. At least a year or two ago for sure. Infinitely says, I remember the Stone Forest, lots of UFOs and duendes. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm not sure what that word means, but yeah, lots of high strangeness down there in Peru, man, for sure. Sandra, Kimberly, I say oorah as well, not a vet, but military family. Right on. Yeah, I have lots of family members who have served. I actually almost went into the service. I really heavily considered it, and I don't know if I want to get too carried into that, but I was considering it hard, and then life just took me down a different path. But a few of my good friends have served, and some of my old bandmates as well as family members. So yeah, dude, much love for the military for sure. Definitely appreciate you guys. Skull Kid, your videos have inspired me to look into some of the creepy and weird stuff around me in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, dude, I bet you have all sorts of stuff. Washington, yeah, I bet Washington does have some wild history. If you come across like some, especially like haunted houses or just stuff you really think would stand out, man, message me that stuff on like Instagram or email me or something like that. I'd love to look into it for sure. Yeah, Marine Corps. Okay, right on. Very nice, Kimberly. This chat is so cool, I think. The cool shades. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. Hell yeah. I love this community, man. Honestly, you guys are the best. Duende is like a goblin or a gnome. Some people think they're the souls of children who died before baptism. God, that's spooky. Very spooky. Interesting though, for sure. Very interesting folklore. SRW Otaku. But the one video you did that scared the crap out of me was the one with Annalise Michelle. I had my phone in my pocket. We're listening to it in my earbud, and I nearly jumped hearing the tape recordings. Dude, that was a dark, dark rabbit hole. That was actually the last like long form book that I read was I believe it's just called Annalise Michelle or The Exorcism of Annalise Michelle by Felicitas D. Goodman. Amazing book. Every detail of that case and that woman's life is in there and her family and just everything. I'm kind of surprised that video doesn't have more views because I would argue that's probably the deepest dive I've seen on the platform. Obviously I'm biased because I did it, but Yeah. I was gonna say too, I don't know if anyone noticed this or not, but what I believe to be real footage, someone had emailed me. I do think it actually came from an independent film. Just at the time, I was convinced that it was legit, but other than that, everything else 100% legit in that case. It's a very polarizing case too. But yeah, those tape recordings are terrifying. Skull Kid, tons of Native American history and cryptids. Oh, dude, I'm sure. I have been, ironically, I want to say the last year or so, I have been at or around more Indian burial grounds than I ever have in my entire life. And I don't know, I always try to be respectful. I'm not here to stir anything too crazy up. I know it's a bit of a horror trope, but it's like you don't want to tempt fate. Yeah, Annalise was dark, Meg, for sure. So sad, man. Regardless of how you feel, if it was, a legit case of possession or if it was mental illness or both, super duper sad for sure. I just hope that she's found peace now. Conservative Carnage. Hey, how's it going, bro? Last time I watched your stream was right before election. Daddy Trump won. Yay. Well, welcome, my friend. Appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. Wait, what tape recordings are horrifying? Just tuning in. Well, welcome, my friend. But we were talking about the Annalise Michelle video that I did. I include the real tape recordings in there, certain segments of them, and yeah, they're very scary. Whether you want to watch my video or just look them up for yourself, man, they're scary, scary, scary stuff. SRWO. Anyone thinking the Mother of Darkness, Somerset Belanoff, had Trump win? If she exists, one thing I do have to say, which is crazy and something that never happened before, but we were actually, when that video premiered, we were a couple hours into a trip down to southern Missouri to visit some friends of ours, and which we do often, but we were doing it more often then. And when the video premiered, the premiere was all messed up, like pausing, not loading right, like, and I've never had that be a thing before. I reached out to, basically all my contacts at YouTube and they had no explanation for it, which was really, really strange. So that definitely was spooky. Um, but as to if she exists or if it was disinformation for some reason, it's hard telling for sure. But the whole concept and the whole theory of Somerset Belanoff is very interesting, to say the least. I do think it would be, like one of many organizations within a spider web, you know. That's a whole other tangent I could get onto here. Kimberly, the street I live on used to be a former Native American footpath. Well, that's very interesting. Have you ever had any like spooky stuff happen? I remember one time you said you're on your porch and you saw someone or something. I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, it definitely sounds creepy for sure. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think here. We go to the Trail of Tears quite a bit, and that's definitely an interesting experience. It's pretty creepy out there. There's been a lot of like dogman sightings and stuff out there. Like the last like 2 or 3 times we've been there, there's been like dogman or Bigfoot sightings like recently. So very spooky out there. Conservative Carnage. Thanks. I'll watch it. Need to watch a lot of your backlog. Maybe we'll later. Well, I definitely appreciate that for sure. Finally watching Godzilla versus Kong right now. You know, pardon me, guys. I was not impressed with Godzilla v Kong. Not I wasn't impressed with the story and the direction of it. I think the color scheme was real weird for me, like a lot of like really bright colors and stuff like that. After the first Godzilla remake, I was like, this is decent, but King of the Monsters for me was where it was at. It was just like that right amount of like cheesiness but goodness. I wish they would have stuck with that, but it is what it is. But I mean, hey man, like what you like if you like it. Um, duh, duh, duh. Only reason I brought up politics was because you said you hoped you won too. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not overtly political. I'll never make this channel political, but yeah, I feel better about it now for sure. I just didn't like the direction we were headed whatsoever. Marion, hello, Cody. Can't stay. Just saying hello. Catch you later. Well, thanks, Marion. Appreciate you taking the time. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If you voted, thanks for voting. Yeah, for sure. I always vote. Megan, last time we drove through Trail of Tears, we heard it just, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That wasn't that long ago. That was like a week ago or so. I think so. Yeah, that was literally like a week ago today. I'm pretty sure is when that happened. We were driving through the Trail of Tears, and I remember I had my window down, just like looking out into the forest and stuff. And as like completely unexplained, but there was like a crackle of a spirit box, super loud, like enough to have Bob slam on the brakes and all four of us look at each other and be like, what the hell was that? And then we spent, I want to say, at least a good 20, 30 minutes trying to debunk it, because we did have a spirit box with us, but it was completely turned off. Um, and that it just doesn't make any sense. And it sounded like it was originating from the forest, like a megaphone almost, which was bizarre. But yeah, we couldn't debunk what it was. And I remember we drove around and we circled back to it, and we didn't have anything else happen. But yeah, it was definitely really strange. Um, have you watched any of the Small Town Monsters documentaries yet? I think I've heard of them, but no, I definitely haven't watched them. Are they pretty good? Yeah, it was last weekend. Yeah, you're right, Meg, for sure. Sandra, Trail of Tears, good idea for my daughter and I to do. Yeah, it's I would say they do have bears and stuff out there from what I've heard. So I would definitely would just stay really safe and maybe not venture too far off public paths, but it's beautiful out there and very spooky for sure. Especially at night. We're usually there like way later than we should be. We're usually there like between 1 and like 3 a.m. But whether you go during the day or at night, it still can be spooky. It definitely has its own environment for sure. Oh, no, that's right. It wasn't with us. Cause we were too tired to do the Estes method. And I remember you were like, damn it, we should have brought it after all. So yeah, we didn't even have a spirit box with us, which makes it all the more weirder now that I think about it. Not to mention we had, I haven't shared this either, but we had, like a bunch of these little tiny like handprints on the back of the car that we were in. And, super strange, like out of nowhere. I remember we noticed it. We were in a drive-through somewhere and we noticed it. And, the car wasn't mine. It's actually a rental for Bob for his work through his company. And, yeah, just weird, man. It's weird. Never did get to the bottom of that either. I was trying to tell y'all we should have brought the spirit box. I know. I know. Let's see. Well, I'm definitely caught up on chat for sure. Um, oh, the handprints, cool. So many want to disprove it. Dude, we still don't know where the handprints came from because like they don't live like near kids. They don't have kids. Me and Megan don't have any kids yet. Uh, and like he had the vehicle at least for like a week or two. And it was like a bunch of like they were like really small handprints. It was just really strange. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So they were inside of the vehicle. I should have prefaced that. Yeah, they were inside of it, and you think you would have noticed beforehand as well. But no, we had just all happened to notice it around the same time, which was super duper weird. Kimberly, I'll definitely get to your comment here in just a second, but I'm going to show at least one more thing here out of the box of wonders. Why not a couple things? This one I'm not going to open because I'm wearing it, but this is actually the same shirt I'm wearing just for my buddy. But this is how it comes packaged up. Here, I'll scoot back so you guys can see it real quick. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the print quality of that one for sure. I thought I had at least one more design in there, but it probably hasn't come yet because I ordered some other stuff. But I'm really stoked on these little stickers. Oh, dude, these turned out really good too. Oh, and it's like embroidered, which is sick. I'm gonna be putting these all over my town. I don't know if you guys, it's not wanting to focus super great. Sorry, but anyways, I think the QR code that I did either goes to the channel or like the playlist of episodes. But man, I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough. But nice, pretty stoked on those. The mug for sure, the mug and the shirts, man. Honestly, everything I'm really happy with. But like, just the quality is sick. I'm really happy that I switched manufacturers for sure. It's worth paying a little bit more, no doubt. Kimberly says lots of shadow people activity, lights in the sky, an ET sighting. I once saw an orange eye looking around from a crack in the ground in my garden. There are underwater rivers and ley line intersections. Dude, I would love to hear some of those stories. That is some creepy, creepy shit. Sandra, they have the stories as small handprints, or they have stories of small handprints. I didn't know that that could potentially be linked to the Trail of Tears, but I will definitely have to look into that because I mean I've seen that firsthand. Armin, not to interject, but have you seen a black triangle ever? In 2004, roughly, it was the strangest thing. That object was absolutely huge. I don't remember lights. Sorry if I sound dumb. Well, first of all, you don't sound dumb, not at all. I have never personally seen a black triangle, but I definitely would be interested in your experience for sure. I wouldn't doubt it. I've always been a believer in UFOs. Um, my mom's dad, when he was alive, so he was an aerospace engineer in the Air Force for the military, and he essentially worked down where Area 51 is. So I've heard some things growing up that, and plus my mom and all of her siblings, all God, how many of them are there? There's a lot. There was 5 at the time. My uncle passed away this last year, one of them, and, they all at the same time, along with a few of their friends, had, a UFO experience together where one landed in a complex behind their base housing. So that was a whole thing. I'll have to tell that story sometime with some more depth to it, but I've always been a big believer in UFOs. It's just, whether they're interdimensional or coming from space, or more recently, it's more likely that they're coming from the ocean, which isn't insane, by the way, that that's even like being discussed in Congress. But yeah, I've always been a big believer for sure. So no, you don't sound dumb to me. Skull Kid, I'll order a bunch of those stickers and put them all over the SeaTac area. That would be sick, man, for sure. I don't think I've put these up on the shop yet. I had just made these and I was like, man, I had ran out of stickers a while ago for my own promo stuff. And I was like, I'll get some. But yeah, dude, I'll see if I can make these a little bigger and I'll make some different variants and I'll put those up on the shop later today too as well. Why not? And try to make them like not like I'll just like do them at cost. Um, just enough to cover getting them to you. Because I mean, hey, that's free promo, dude. I can't beat that, especially not these days. Um, Kimberly, that orange eye, thanks for sharing. Yeah, no, that is creepy, creepy stuff. There's a black triangle that's been seen flying into and out of Niagara Falls, the actual waterfall. I'll have to look into that for sure. There's just so many like strange and mysterious things in this world, man. I mean, there's no way that we'd ever be able to fully understand or grasp, what these things truly are. I think even if it was staring us in the face, but it's fun trying to. Thank you, Megan and Sandra, for sure. Uh Armin, I listened to Coast at the time, 2004, all the sightings. Man, I love and miss Coast to Coast. And I just miss Art Bell, bro. Art Bell on Periscope, Coast to Coast, Ghost to Ghost on Halloween's, and I'm trying to think of his other shows. He had Midnight in the Desert, he had Dreamland, and there was another one that he did that I can't remember, but I definitely have listened to it a ton. Yeah, dude, love Art Bell for sure. Me too, George Norrie. I've never been a huge fan of George Norrie just because I grew up on Art Bell. Or just that's what I resonated with. I've listened to a few George Norrie shows and they're not too bad. Just not, not the same for me, I guess. But I mean, no shade or anything like that. If you enjoy it, by all means. But they still definitely cover some really cool stuff. See if I have anything else here I could show you guys. I don't. I just have a bunch of beanies. I ordered like 5 or 6 of them to give to some friends and stuff for now. And like I said, I've got some more stuff coming too that like just for me and Meg, and I think there might be one other thing I ordered for a relative of mine, but yeah. Me too. Oh, I get that. Oh, for sure, Sandra, for sure. Yeah, no shade against George Norrie. He's great at what he does. It just doesn't hit the same for me just because I've listened to so many episodes of Art Bell. So W Taku, consider doing a video about see, I've I've done a video um telling the story of what you're saying, and apparently I butchered the pronunciation, and I apologize for that. But I'd have to look it up because I'm not a native Spanish speaker. But is it La Llorona or Ya Llorona? Because I think I said La Llorona in my video itself, and everyone was like, "Oh God." So it's La Llorona. Okay, okay. Well, maybe I'll have to correct that mistake and do a video on it down the road and with the correct pronunciation. I hate butchering stuff, man. I really do. I'm human, like I fuck stuff up sometimes, but I do my best. Beanie Palooza. Yeah, dude. Very Beanie Palooza. I'm gonna see how it fits actually real quick. Because it's one size fits all. And now that my hair's dry, let's see. Here, I'll just pull the tag off here. Well, most of it. There we go. I don't need it that much to the side. I'm trying to center it. There we go. It's not too bad. It looks a little bunched up because of the way it's sitting, but yeah, it's pretty comfy, dude. Oh, dude, I totally agree, Meg. Yeah, if any of you guys have bought any of the merchandise, definitely send in some pics, man. I would love to include that in like a community post or something if you guys are comfortable with it. It does not want to be centered. No, apparently it wants to sit off to the side and just look goofy. I mean, hey, I'm a pretty goofy person, so that's fair. Cream cheese. I'm so confused, Noah. What? Hell yeah, that'll be my new beanie for winter for sure. And you have your own. That way, I don't know, when I need my beanie, it hasn't been commandeered. We can even put a little ghosty over your face if you want to remain anonymous. Oh, dude, for sure. I could blur faces out. I could put a little ghost over it. That is not a problem at all. The beanie in navy too. Dude, I thought of these things. I just have not implemented them, but I greatly appreciate you saying something because I probably would have forgotten again. So I appreciate that. I will definitely be getting that updated. Colors on beanies and rest of the clothing. So I'm still reading. Sorry, guys. Skull Kid, I'll order some merch and send y'all pics. I got to practice my blue steel. What's blue steel, man? Sorry, I'm not familiar with the lingo, but I hella appreciate that for sure, brother. Now everyone's confused about cream cheese. Noah just popped in to say cream cheese. I don't even know if dude's still here. That's hilarious. Oh, Zoolander. Man, I haven't seen Zoolander in forever. That's hilarious. Hell yeah, bro. Get it. Navy get up for sure, Sandra, for sure. Rodman, so great to see the man behind the madness. Such an awesome channel and content. Instant like for me. And as soon as I get paid next week, I'll be ordering a beanie from you. Well, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Truly. I don't know if you were here earlier, but on my store itself. So this is just the standard like white embroidered, but I have them in a bunch of different colors and stuff now too. So yeah, dude, whatever you like, man. I appreciate that so much. Noah, I can go on. I don't know if I want you to, bro. That kind of scares me. Bro just was in here saying cream cheese. Are you making stuff for Thanksgiving? Like, I want to know. I want to be able to trust you, but it's a little sus. Oh, Megan, I'm gonna send you a GIF. Okay. Oh, the Zoolander. Okay, all right, all right. Love it. I mean, hey, dude is shredded enough. He could kill it for sure. Skull Kid, you're not possessed by Majora, are you? I don't know, dude. Are you? Love it. Skull Kid, I cannot confirm nor deny my current level of possession. That sounds like someone who's possessed. That's something like someone who's possessed would say. God, I butchered that. It's fine. It's fine. Love that though. Great ideas in movies and shows. What do you mean, Sandra? Maybe I missed something. I don't know. We're still waiting on Magnum Skull Kid. Oh, you're not late, Mary. It's all good. Welcome. Megan, my fear is that it is not wholesome cream cheese. Yeah, you're right. I live in fear. Next week on Mystery Archives, Majora's Haunted Mask. You know, I should do one just like as a meme. That would be sick. I loved playing Majora's Mask growing up. So hard though. I would say my overall favorite, I think, still is Ocarina of Time. I haven't played the newer one for Switch, but I have heard it's incredible. I know my brother and my cousin lost like months of their lives to it. um, Pardon me. Cody, out of all the stories you did, which one scared you the most? It's a good question. I've probably answered this before, and I'm not sure if that if you ever stumble across when I answered it before, if it's gonna be the same. But I would say Annalise Michelle was terrifying to go down. But the only time I actually had something that was like properly paranormal happen to me when I was actually researching and making a video on it was actually over The Exorcist. So I was going over the story of The Exorcist, like the true story behind it, the Roland Doe. And then I also was going into and researching all of the scary stuff that happened surrounding the Exorcist film, like the different sets burning down and that sort of a thing. And my computer setup was actually more towards, you can't see it, but it was more towards my window over here, more or less in like my kitchen area. And I remember there was some glare on my screen and I heard this like strange popping noise. So I like looked up to see, you know, what it was, because I was like, did a breaker thing blow up, or like what is going on? I saw it power and all that, but I just didn't know what it was. And I looked, and then out of like, it's like over here on my screen with the glare of the sun from my windows and my door and stuff, I saw like some kind of figure in the back corner near my front door. And like that was probably the first time I have properly prayed out loud, and at that point, like years. And it was really some scary shit. And it went away, and I have never had anything else happen surrounding that. I just thought that that was really, really weird that that happened. And to add to that, my dog stares off and has barked into that corner a bunch of different times. I'm sure Meg can attest to it, that for some reason she stares over in here. Yeah. So it's this corner back over in here. She hasn't in quite a while. Like she'll do it every once in a while, but it used to be way more prevalent. And I just thought that that was fucking bizarre. So that was scary. So those two, I guess. The rest, I feel like I have a healthy degree of separation to where usually I don't experience anything, fortunately. Thank God. Yeah, hi, Mary, for sure. Majora's Haunted Cream Cheese. Oh God. This chat is giving me ideas about what to watch that is non-politics. Oh, for sure, Sandra, for sure. I can't sit there and follow politics all day anymore. It drives me insane. I'd rather not. They'll eat your spare time. Oh, dude, I bet. Yeah, for sure. I haven't fully delved into a Legend of Zelda game, I don't think, since like Twilight Princess, which I loved. I still have my copy for I think it's on GameCube. Um, but yeah, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not recognizing the one prior to that. Maybe I'm just not understanding the um I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I can't remember that one. I'm sure it'll come to me in due time. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom have not dived in yet. Oh, Breath of the Wild. Yeah. My bad. I haven't played Breath of the Wild either. I watched my cousin play through it a lot, and then I caught little glimpses here and there of Tears of the Kingdom, but like I said, I haven't personally delved into them. I don't have a Switch. It's like the only console I don't have. Um, Maybe I'll grab one of these days and sink my life into it. I despise political crud. Oh, for sure, Mary. I feel you. John, my favorite spooky computer game was Death Trap Dungeon. I've never heard of that one. It definitely does sound spooky though. There's so many good horror games that I just have not delved into that I need to. One that I tend to play at least once a year, like every couple years, is Outlast 2. That's still probably my all-time favorite horror game and like one that I like playing through again, even though it's like hard and terrifying. The first Outlast is a great game too. It's just a lot clunkier, but I don't know. I love the Outlast series. I need to play the Outlast Trials, which is the newer one that came out. But again, I'm like, with what time? But I'll have to make time for it sometime. I'm understanding more than ever before now. Just not my favorite to get into politics. Oh, for sure. For sure. I feel you. Oh God, that scared me. It was Luna. I just felt a little tap and I'm like, oh, hey, sweetie. How you doing? Yes, you're a good baby. Yes, I love you. She's such a goober. Sorry, I'm still catching up here, guys. They said that this is from John. They said that Poltergeist was the movie with the most scary stuff on set, not least Heather Rourke dying before it was finished filming. I forgot that she passed away before it was finished filming. I knew that she passed away, and I believe they used real human skeletons because somehow that was more cost effective during that time. Like when they're in like the muddy like water pit. I haven't seen Poltergeist in years, but I do know those skeletons were real, which is crazy, and they think that that contributed to it. But yeah, between that and The Exorcist, man, tons of crazy shit happened for sure. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Breath of the Wild, I got you. Mary, I didn't know that, John. Yeah, no, it's nuts, dude. And her co-star Dominic Dunn had been murdered subsequent to filming. I did not know that. That's insane. In The Exorcist, because that's kind of where my knowledge lies. I haven't fully delved into the poltergeist rabbit hole. I just know a little bit about some of the stuff. So there was a serial killer actually that was an actor that was in The Exorcist. He played one of the nurses or like nurses' aides. I'll have to find the specific scene, but there was that. The guy who played the main priest, Tim or Timmy or whatever, was the main name of, like the one where the demon was impersonating his mom and that sort of a thing. So his son actually got hit. I think he got hit by a car and like was on life support during the filming of that movie. So like a lot of shit happened. Two of their sets burned down. When the movie actually was finished and it premiered in Italy, um, lightning struck. So there was like there was a movie theater and then there was a church like right next to it, and the lightning struck the top of the steeple on the church, and actually collapsed across into the theater and had to cause a mass evacuation, which was insane. I do know that the original cuts that they showed in theaters somehow are not the same ones that they ended up releasing to the public, like they did some sort of a different edit or something like that. So a lot of people speculate that that first cut could have been cursed or something like that. But again, just depends on who you ask. But still super creepy for sure. Yeah, I know a little bit about how she passed away scuffed. Um yeah, probably not a rabbit hole I would want most to dive into. I feel you for sure. Big Boomer and the prison plumbing made Outlast 1 so brutal. Dude, I totally agree. And running in the courtyard, either from a boomer or something else, I can't fully remember, but like it's just so dark and it's just guesswork basically on where you need to go. It's crazy. Two two of the Star Wars of the second movie, Julian Beck and Will Sampson died after. That's crazy. And at the end of the day, it could just be absolutely wild coincidences, but like it seems, like way more like perfect timing than to just be a coincidence, in my opinion. I watched the first one a long time ago, but nothing after that. I've seen, from what I remember, I think I've definitely seen the first one, and I can't remember if it's the third one where they have what is it, Reverend Kane or something like that, the real creepy old dude. And that guy, the actual actor, what made that so terrifying is that he actually was dying of cancer when he played that character. So yeah, you can just see it, you know what I mean, like in his form, and it's wild, dude. Kimberly, I'm on my 18th Skyrim playthrough though. Nice. Ironically, I never got super into Skyrim, but like my little brother and I know Meg played the hell out of Skyrim. A lot of my friends did as well. I tried playing it. I've played the first couple levels, I think. I definitely saw some funny mods with it on PC, like Macho Man Randy Savage is the dragon or Thomas the Train Engine. It's absolutely terrifying. But, yeah, I mostly like when it comes to, like, that style of game, I guess, or that, like, lore, I it's not the same by any means because it's not like a first person, but, I've always been a massive fan and I've been playing RuneScape since, like, 2002. So, I've always just opted, for that, like, medieval magic type MMORPG. That's what I've always gotten down on. The Omen was one where several creepy incidents happened on set too. I didn't know that, John, but that somehow doesn't surprise me either. That's wild, dude. Yeah, the happenings around The Exorcist are utterly insane, and they definitely stirred something up, right? Like I think, I mean, let's just say even, all things aside, I think it's just, let's just say if none of it was true, right? I think the way they portrayed the devil in that film is so scary because and it mostly relies on psychological horror because the devil seems to be like omnipresent the whole time, like all throughout that movie. And it's just, I don't know, it's just always scared the shit out of me. Um Poltergeist 3 was okay. I had to watch it too. Was that the one where they were in like the apartment building or whatever? I can't really remember. It's been too long. Too early in the morning. Yeah, dude, I feel you. Mary, The Crow was the most shocking movie death I know of. It definitely was a wild one for sure. I actually just when we were coming back flying from London to I think we landed in North Carolina on our way home when we were coming back from Scotland. I actually watched The Crow, which I hadn't seen in forever, but it's such a good classic, man. I love that movie. I really think Brandon Lee would have been a way bigger actor if he hadn't passed. Um, but the scene where Fun Boy shoots him, I believe, is where he actually took the what was left as a dummy round, and it basically shot him as if it was an actual bullet. Because it was there was a piece of it stuck in the chamber, or whatever, and then they loaded another blank, and the rest is history. But still, definitely sad. But I'm glad that they were able to get the film finished. and honor his legacy. But I still think, he did an incredible job and would have been huge as an actor. Megan, I'm a gaming gremlin. Dude, you so are though, which is a good thing. It's part of why I love you. Skull Kid, you play WoW. So it's funny. I still have my original disc, like the first disc set they ever came out with of World of Warcraft. I played it a little bit, but like I was just so heavily into RuneScape that like the experiences were so different that I never got super duper into it. Like I would play it with my cousin and stuff sometimes. But I still have my original disc set, but I actually got it after South Park put out the episode Make Love Not Warcraft. And I loved it so much. I was like, bro, I have to get this game. And yeah, I ended up getting it at Best Buy. I think I like hardcore begged my mom to get it as well. It was hilarious. I was like, please. So like, I guess to answer your question, like yes and no. Like I didn't get super into it. But I did play it a little bit. Think that is terrifying. Imagine modding Shrek into Left 4 Dead. Oh my god. Damn, dude, I haven't thought of Left 4 Dead in forever. I used to play that a bunch with my cousin too. That's a great game. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 are sick. Yo, what up, Bob? Welcome, brother. We were just shooting the shit, showing off a little bit of merch here. Oh god. And Meg's like, Bob. Imagine modding Rosie O'Donnell into Tomb Raider. Bro, I don't think I'd be able to play it. It just would be too cringe. John, when some of the Omen crew were working on a bridge too far in Holland, there was an accident on the road and one of them was killed. When they looked up over the road sign, it was 66.6 kilometers to the next city. That is crazy and definitely a very spooky coincidence for sure. Mary, anyone else here old enough to have ever played EverQuest? So I remember when EverQuest was out. I never personally played it. God, I have to turn down my music a little bit. Got real heavy there for a second. So I definitely remember EverQuest, but that was a little bit before my time. I did, however, play the original Diablo 2 when it was out. Actually, I remember when it had, I don't know if it was when it had first came out or when it was first starting to get popular, but my older cousin Chaz, who passed away some time ago, actually we bonded over it because he ended up initially showing me that, and then me and my cousin Brett, who were basically like brothers, we're only like a month apart. We've been raised super close. We played it a bunch. Actually, back in the day, we used to back when we still had home phone lines. We would call each other on the home phone line. This is back before Discord or any of that. And then we would play together and then just have that be our voice chat. That's some of the best memories, dude. And actually, me and Bob were talking yesterday, and I think we're gonna start a run through on Diablo 2 Resurrected. He might have started his already. I got a headache and I ended up going to sleep, but hell yeah, I've got plans to revisit Diablo 2, brother. I still have my original battle chest, but I have I just bought the PC version of Diablo 2 Resurrected because I had originally played it on Xbox. I remember you had mentioned it, and I literally happened to be looking at something they posted about it, like the official page. So that was a weird synchronicity yesterday for sure. It was an awesome game for its time. I bet, Mary. There was like some controversy with EverQuest. I think there was a thing where like this dude, I can't remember exactly. I think it was in like 60 Minutes or something, where this dude had like screwed a guy out of like some stuff in his account or items or something. And the guy ended up killing him, and it was over EverQuest. So that's how I initially heard of the name way back when. And then I remember seeing EverQuest, like the disc box sets that you could buy like at Walmart and Best Buy and stuff. Rip Chaz. Oh yeah, for sure, brother. Yeah, so I'm the oldest in my family, and he was like my older brother. But yeah, it's crazy to think that now I'm older than he was because he was about 6 years older than me. And yeah, he passed away at 26 or 27. Yeah, he was awesome, man. Before he got addicted to drugs, he was the best. So That's a long story as well. Very long story, but that situation sucked ass. That was terrible. Because we lost him and a good family friend of the same overdose on the same day. So yeah, it's craziness. Noah just had some chili right now. Hell yeah, dude. This is chilly weather. That's what's up. Bob Hicks, I convinced a local pawn shop to sell me Diablo 1, and I partially blame it for how I turned out. You know, I haven't played through Diablo 1. I've listened to the soundtrack and I've seen gameplay, but I've never actually played through the first one. But dude, I bet, man, I'm sure it's a banger. This is a little bit of a weird fun fact, though, unfortunately. The guy who wrote the soundtrack for the original Diablo 1, I think was a chomo. I think it turned out later that he was a chomo, and then he got fired from Blizzard and a whole bunch of other shit. It was a whole like falling out, if I remember correctly. You're waiting so we can do our tunes fresh. Oh, for sure, bro, for sure. We will. I'm debating trying a different class. Like normally, like my go-to, and this is also partially because of Chaz, is the Amazon, but I haven't tried a magic class or anything. I have 2 Amazon accounts and a barbarian on the Xbox, but debating to see whether I do something different this go around, but you know, or tried and true. Jersey Chicks Gaming. Cody's a gamer too. Yo, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. I play hella video games. Loved a good chili wedges or chili chicken pizza. I have never had a chili chicken pizza, but that sounds hella good. Of course, anything sounds good because I'm like barely eating right now, but in general. Bob, did it have an age rating? Almost positive it had an M rating. That was early 2000s or late 90s. Right, dude? That was like the coveted thing. I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but on N64, there was a game called Conker's Bad Fur Day. It was like one of the only rated M games of its time. And it was one of my all-time favorites. And I definitely blame it for how I turned out. But I still have I have 2 copies for it on N64. And one is the original that I bought from Game Exchange here in Wichita long time ago. I still have the cheat CC codes and the handwritten cheat codes that I researched in the actual case itself. Kimberly just found my Game Boy Color with Pokemon Red for when I had to get straight A's to earn it in the 3rd grade. Dude, that's so sick. So funnily enough, I still have my Game Boy Color as well. I don't know if I think I have Pokemon Gold or Yellow. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, dude, I still have mine. I had like the teal colored one, and I don't know what happened to the attachments, but I used to have like the screen backlight and like the magnifier and stuff for it. I don't know what happened to that, but I still have the Game Boy. So, SRW Taku. Okay, gonna head out. Need to eat some breakfast and start cleaning up my house. I feel you, man. I'll have to head out here in a few as well for sure. So, hope you have a good rest of your day. Jersey Chicks. Cody, sorry to hear about your loss. It's all good, man. It's life. It did suck. It was terrible, but you know, it was a long time ago. So we've dealt with it for the most part now. And I don't know, hopefully we'll meet again somewhere else in the afterlife or something like that. You had it but never played it. My son might have. Nice. Are you talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day? It was amazing. You should do summoning Necro. Those are hella fun. Dude, Brett, my cousin, again, he usually plays as a Necro, and he usually has like a whole army of what he calls Skelly Boys, just massacre anything and everything nearby. I remember we were doing a Necromancer. Yeah, Meg's mentioning this here. We were doing, I did one, I know she did for sure, did a Necromancer on Diablo 4, and it's just such an OP build. I don't know if they've nerfed it at all now. I haven't played Diablo 4 in ages, but I know that they're trying to get a lot of people to come back to it. It just needed like major updates for replayability. Jersey Chicks, what was your very first game, Cody? Mine was Pac-Man and Centipede on the original Atari. I just aged myself. Yeah. I don't know if I remember I do actually. So it wasn't necessarily a game, I guess, depending on how you look at it, but my very first game that I can remember was Mario Paint on the Super NES, which is kind of ironic because I was a career painter for a long time. But I used to, it was basically just a paint program on Super or on NES or however you want to put it. That was really fun. And then we played, this is kind of an older one that I don't know if a lot of people would remember it because I don't think it was super popular, but it was also on Super Nintendo, but it was called Demon's Crest. And I also partially blame that for how I turned out because like you played as like this gargoyle demon and it was a pretty dark game, but like it was badass. But between those two, somewhere in the mix, that was one of those was my first game ever. Mary, I did start World of Warcraft, but there were so many kids playing. Oh yeah, dude, I can imagine for sure. John, Death Trap Dungeon was based on an old RPG book back in the day and made a great underrated PS original game. Nice. Actually, I had my original PlayStation from back in the day, up until about 6 or 7 years ago. We went through a really hard time and I had to sell a lot of my stuff. I had still my original Super Nintendo, my original PlayStation, and a bunch of other stuff I ended up selling, which I wish I hadn't, in hindsight. But yeah, I did have all that stuff for a long, long time. I still have a lot of my games and stuff though. You forgot about Cheat CC? Yeah, that was my go-to back in the day. So yeah, I still have like the OG printout from like 2003, and then also like my childhood writing of them, of all the cheat codes and stuff. The Wichita lineman is still on the line. The Wichita lineman. Not sure what that comes from. Football though, I'm sure. Mary, my kids started out playing EverQuest, and I taught them about gaming manners. Nice way to be. Noah, I blame the demons in my right hand for how I am. Oh Jesus, no. I I thought you were referring to like Spawn in the Demon's Hand because that is an actual game, but I think that's for Dreamcast. I don't know. Instead, you had to take it there, man. Come on, dog. Skull Kid. D4 was way too much of a grind. Yeah, but I mean, like compared to like D2, I don't know. It didn't hit the same as far as like drops and stuff because D2 needed way more drops. And I think they've probably fixed a lot of it now. But I don't know, it just hits different. But I still really enjoyed Diablo 4. I did pre-order it and beat it several times and grinded it out quite a bit. But yeah, I needed some fixes for sure, which I'm sure they have now. I haven't played it in quite a while. Jersey chick, I loved Centipede. Yeah, it's funny. I used to play Centipede and Pac-Man on my dad's old school Nokia phone back in the day, like one of those like hefty brick ones. Pitfall or whatever it was called. It might have been called Pitfall. I'm not sure. First game I played was Blake Stone Aliens of Gold. Interesting. I've never heard of it. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I was right as far as what I originally played, but I do have like a core memory with my grandpa Larry way back in the day. So he had always been ahead of the curve as far as like computers and stuff go. And so this would have been like late 90s, like 98 or 99. And I remember sitting with him at his desk, and we actually played. It was on an old computer, had Windows 95, and we played Wolfenstein. And I think it was like Invader something, not Mars Invader, but it was a different game. But essentially, I remember we saved our games, and the way that you saved your games back then was saving them to a floppy disk. But yeah, we hung out for hours, man, and just played Wolfenstein, a whole bunch of other stuff. Miss my grandpa, man. So I definitely got that like OG experience, I would say. My original game was on the Commodore. Can't remember the name. I don't know if I still have it, but I did for a long time. My dad had left me his old Intellivision console. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one. That's an old one. Once Lost Games is making a new RPG. That's going to be amazing. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Get a Raspberry Pi and set it up with old games. Oh, Wichita Lineman, the song from Glenn Campbell. Sorry, I wasn't familiar, John. Yeah, I don't have a Raspberry Pi, but I have a lot of friends that are huge fans. Like my buddy Tom does some crazy stuff with Raspberry Pis, but he's also like a coding genius. Sandra, Cody, how old are you? So I just turned 30 in September. I'm an old man. Hey, what's up, Pam? Welcome. Skull Kid, have you ever thought about doing some dark side of gaming style videos, haunted media, murders inspired by games, etc.? I haven't actually till you just suggested it. That would be cool though. I would be down. I thought about doing some like horror game streams or something like that. I just haven't really gotten around to it. So it would be fun to integrate for sure. I don't know how it would sit with like the bigger audience of the channel, but I mean we could definitely give it a try. Here, actually, I'll oh no, I don't want to ban you. Jesus. I was gonna try to copy it, but I'm gonna just type it out real quick. There we go. Hell yeah. Forgot about the Commodore. I had that too. Was the Commodore a console? 'Cause that's what it sounds like. I could be wrong, but you know, it's funny. I remember playing a Dreamcast back in the day at one of my friend's house, but he I'll answer the rest there here in a second. But yeah, he God, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I remember playing a Dreamcast back in the day. I never personally had one, but it's funny. I did actually get my because he wanted one really bad. I did get my cousin Brett one for his birthday. I think it was either last year or the year before, and got him all the stuff to burn the ROMs onto discs and stuff because finding the original copies is usually pretty expensive. You know, when you can just burn them yourself. Um, but I will say that I think Dreamcast should have been a lot bigger than it was because like it was just so far advanced for its time. Like I think it actually was the first console, if I'm not mistaken, that enabled online play to an extent. So yeah, it should have blown up, but just just didn't, which is crazy. Old man, you're my son's age. I feel old, man. I've lived a crazy life. I feel old. You're not old, man. I'm 15 years older than you. It's all good, Jersey. I feel old though, I will say. Hey, what's up, Howard? Noah currently eating Takis with cheese dip. Nice. Sounds pretty good. Jersey, Cody, do you stream on Twitch? So I have a Twitch account. I've done like marathon streams of my content and stuff, but no, I've never tried streaming on Twitch. Again, not to sound like a broken record here, but I have a lot of friends who do. I just know that it's really hard to like build up on Twitch and like get proper exposure and that sort of a thing. If I did do it, it'd probably just be for fun. But to answer your question, I haven't done like a gaming stream, no, but I have all the stuff to do it. I have like OBS and the account and all that. Dan, N64 was my first. Nice. Yeah, N64 was definitely like my flagship, like my main introduction to gaming that I like got super into growing up for sure. Mario boy, I'm 10 years older than that. It's all good, man. Muffin Cat, you have a great voice to narrate both stories, myths, and games. Well, thank you so much. You know, I would love to get into like voice acting. Um, I just don't know where to start with it. It would be fun. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even mind just like, you know, stream I think streaming would be fun if I can figure out kind of how to do it all. You know, like I have all the stuff to do it. I have a rough idea of how to do it. I just haven't actually like done it yet. Hell, maybe I mean, if I don't fail too hard, maybe I'll stream Outlast 2 or something sometime. I do know that Bob and Brittany, I don't know if Bob's still in here, but I do know that they've been wanting us to play like Phasmophobia and stuff here and there, which is like stuff we do in real life. So and I've had a bunch of people be like, dude, you should totally play Phasmophobia. I just haven't played it yet, but I'm planning on it sometime. Um John Ryder, there were murders inspired by the old advanced Dungeons and Dragons game made into a film starring Tom Hanks when he was younger. That's crazy. I did not know that. Wow. I wonder what happened. I'll have to see if I can find that movie sometime. Commodore was a computer, but gaming only if I remember correctly. Really? Was it? I feel like I've heard of it, but I wasn't totally familiar. I definitely never played on one, but yeah, that's wild. His first gaming PC then, kinda. Dude, I'll have to show you guys my gaming PC sometime. It's pretty ridiculous. Just the build is nuts. It looks crazy. Jersey, I would have, or to Mary, I thought you were in your early 40s. I thought you were gonna say for me, and I was just like, everyone has always thought that I'm older than what I am until like recently. So, because like when I was like a freshman in high school, everyone thought I was a senior. So that sort of a thing. But now they're like, you're just a little boy. Oh. Dang, Mary, you have 5 grandsons? That's crazy, dude. Nice. I mean, hell, my grandma, the last grandma I have left, my dad's mom, she has Jesus, I have to count them. It used to be 6 grandkids. Obviously, my cousin Chaz passed away, so there's 5 of us grandkids, and now she has 2 great grandkids as well. So crazy, man. Big old families. It's all good, Fiona. Welcome. We're just hanging out. I showed off some of the merchandise and stuff that I've got available and that I got for myself and for some gifts. And I've just been talking about gaming a lot. Kimberly, I remember the keyboard being hooked up to the TV for the Commodore. That actually like kind of sounds sick though. I wonder if it was pretty popular for its time. Muffin Cat said that Cody has a great voice, and I have to absolutely agree 110%. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I would argue it's one of my God-given gifts, and I'm very thankful for it, for sure. It's funny because I have a very small lisp, which I'm sure now that I pointed it out, you'll notice. But I used to have a really heavy speech impediment when I was a lot younger, and I'm glad that it didn't carry over. But it's kind of ironic that I dealt with like communication issues in a way, and now I use my voice for a living. So you never know how things are going to turn out. Fiona, do audiobook work. I'll be flying across the country and all I listen to is your podcast because it's soothing. Oh, well, thank you very much. Again, I would love to do some audiobook work or voice acting. I'm just not really sure where to start with it. I know that there's a few sites and stuff that can kind of get you going. I just haven't gotten around to busting it out yet. Look up the Commodore 64. Why not? Let's do it. Commodore 64. Oh, hell yeah, dude. In 1982. Wow. Dude, this was like revolutionary back then, I'm sure. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, it was basically the first like gaming PC slash console. Maybe not the first, but like definitely the first from that era that I've seen. That's awesome. Dan, love the channel. Keep going. Your personal account stories were terrifying. Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, it was really cathartic to be able to share those with you guys and with the world. And yeah, I'm glad to have them out there. And I appreciate you watching, man. Thank you. No, I was birthed in 2000. So you're my brother's age. I was born in 94. My sister was born in 96, I believe. And my brother was born in 2000. It's crazy. My little boy's growing up. Mary, my only actual complaint is how he pronounced Andrea Perron's name. Well, I had looked up how she had said it in her interviews. So if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but maybe someone in one of the interviews mispronounced it and maybe I just stuck with it, sort of a thing. Pam, you're a pup. I don't know, man. I got that midlife crisis going. This year in and of itself has been an absolute roller coaster. Some decent highs, but a lot of lows, man. And I'm glad that we seem to be on the tail end of it. I have much higher hopes for 2025, knock on wood. But me and Meg are going to be getting married next October. So that in and of itself will hopefully be wonderful. So fingers crossed. Jersey Chicks. My dad was really into tearing PCs apart and fixing them and reprogramming them into a lot of games. So I got my gaming from my dad. That's so cool. That's awesome. Oh yeah, that is very, very cool. One of these days when I do have a kid, I am looking forward to kind of showing them some of the stuff I grew up with and some of the shows. And, you can kind of vicariously live through your kids again, live a little bit of your childhood. I feel like, like through different holidays and projects and stuff like that. I think that's one of the beautiful things about, um, being a parent. Obviously, I'm not a parent yet, but I am looking forward to it. If only they weren't so damn expensive. Oh, the Tom Hanks movie is Mazes and Monsters. You have it. Nice. I'll have to remember that for sure. Sounds interesting though. Cody, I listen to your stuff a lot. You have a soothing, calming voice that helps me go to sleep. I get that quite a bit, and I really appreciate that. Truly. I'm one of those weird people. I fall asleep to spooky, weird stuff. And I know that I've had battles with insomnia and stuff over the years, just due to stress and a whole bunch of other factors, I'm sure. So if I can help you by either entertaining you or soothing you to sleep, I'm more than happy to oblige. So I appreciate you watching my content for that. So thank you. It's a win-win. I'm not saying you're boring, Cody. Please don't think that. It's not what I mean. It's all good. I mean, hell, even if you did, as long as you enjoy the content in some way, shape, or form, I can't really complain. It enables me to live the way that I do, and I'm thankful for that. So obviously, I try not to be boring, but I'm very thankful that I have a soothing quality to my voice and that you enjoy it. So thank you. Yeah, no, I'll never like those kind of comments, dude. I'm totally fine with 100%. I think you should start a side channel where you simply read books. I think it would be huge. Hmm. I've considered it. I've also considered doing like children's stories and stuff like that. Because I have done some stuff like that on the side, just for family members and whatnot. But that would be cool. I just don't know. I don't know what books I would read, I guess. I used to be a really avid reader, but I tend to not have a ton of time to do that anymore. But I mean, if you have some suggestions as far as like what books you would like me to read, I'd be happy to write it down and figure something out with it. Mary, I built my own gaming PC back in the day. Hell yeah. I remember way back in the day, um, Alienware used to be huge as far as like gaming PCs went. Um, we always just had like the basic crappy PCs. I remember my grandparents got a new PC back in like 2006, I think it was, like a brand new one for that time. And I remember it was so fast compared to what we had. Like I played RuneScape back then as well, still do it now, but they had the low and high graphics options, and at home I could only ever run the low graphic options. So like I didn't even know there was roofs on the buildings until I played on my grandparents' PC for the first time. That was cool. That's oh man, so many memories rehashed today. I love it. It's only noon, at least here. FY, it's pronounced Andrea Perron. Her friends call her Annie. That's interesting. I didn't know that her friends call her Annie, but at least I was sort of close. But I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure. Thank you. I'm 62 years old, still have my Captain Fantastic pinball machine. Oh, that's wholesome. I love that. Mary, but your speaking ability is wonderful. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm human. I mess up sometimes. I try not to butcher pronunciations, but it does happen from time to time. Funny story. My daughter was only maybe a year or 2 years old. She was very fussy. I couldn't calm her down for for shit. So I put on Scooby Doo, the original Scooby, and she went quiet. Nice. I used to watch Scooby Doo growing up. I remember way back in the day, I would get dropped off really early at my I stayed with both of my sets of grandparents, but one of the memories I have in particular was staying with my mom's parents back when they were alive. And early mornings on Cartoon Network used to just be like Tom and Jerry and the Smurfs and stuff like that. I remember I think it was every Saturday morning. They had Saturday morning cartoons on the WB, and they had I think that was back when they had the original Spider-Man cartoons and stuff, and X-Men, like the ones from the 90s. And I always loved those. Always looked forward to watching those. That's sick. I love that. Scooby rocks. Hell yeah. I changed it and she gave me the dirtiest look. I put it back on and she was happy. She's 16 and still loves Scooby Doo. Oh, that's so awesome, dude. I love that so much. My favorite book is Green Eggs and Ham. Can you read that one first? I mean, I don't see why not if I do end up following through with it. Building your own PC, that's awesome. I will say that I am not the most technically proficient person. I'm very like good with software and stuff like that, but when it comes to hardware, I I can like take apart like my Xbox like 360 and clean it and put it back together and that sort of a thing. But like I've never actually built my own PC. This one has always been a pre-built. I probably will build my next one. Um, but a matter of it too is just like, I want someone with the expertise to help me build it. And I know that Bob is really good with that kind of stuff. He's built all the PCs that him and Brittany have, as far as I know. So hopefully he'll help me out with that for sure. But this build is pretty rock solid. Um, all I need to do really is just get a newer graphics card, but still pretty sick. Alice in Wonderland, Catcher in the Rye, anything by Jack London, classic horrors. Nice. Okay, for sure. Classic horrors. Kimberly, Alienware, I always wanted one. Dude, me too. But it's funny because you can look up the original costs of them now, and they were so expensive for especially for what they were. But I mean, like it was pretty advanced for the time. Like I think they were one of the first ones to have like liquid cooling and like a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, man, for sure. I definitely wanted one too. Can you read Alice in Wonderland for me so I can listen to it on the plane tonight? Oof. I don't know if I could do it tonight. I don't know how many pages is that? Ah, let's see. Alice in Wonderland book page count. Ooh, 352 pages. That is a tall order. I would say maybe if you gave me a couple weeks, I could try and fit it in. But tonight, I wish I could, but there's no way. There's no way. I'll pay for green eggs and ham. Nice. I mean, green eggs and ham definitely a lot more doable than 352 pages of Alice in Wonderland. Muffin Cat. It's not easy to find unlicensed books for YouTube. I think Audible and Amazon were looking for readers for a while. Maybe I'll look into that as like a side job kind of a thing. But yeah, I feel you. Copyright is always a major issue on YouTube these days, man, and it's a pain in the butt for sure. The classics are unlicensed. Yeah, I know a lot of them have entered the public domain, and if it's in the public domain, then you can do whatever with it essentially. So I'll definitely look into that for sure, Fiona. They pulled some of the Dr. Seuss books off the market now. I heard a little bit about that, but I didn't really dive into it super hard. But that is unfortunate for sure. Kimberly Lamentia. Oh, she's just talking to Mary. Gotcha. Jersey. I work graveyards. I'm beat after last night. It's nice to see you live, Cody. Hope you and everyone else has a great day. I'm going to go to sleep. Good night. Well, good night to you, and thank you for being here. I'll probably just be live for a short while longer, and then I know that for sure we got to run to the grocery store today and do a few other things, but it's definitely been a blast, man, for sure. As always, it always is. One chapter at a time. For sure. Um, Knew a few in North Tonawanda, New York. Gotcha. Hey, what's up? Jolena? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Welcome. Even though the live is almost over, I apologize for that, but welcome. Damn, dude, I can't believe it's already almost been 2 hours. Holy cow, time flies. Mary, I would actually love to hear you narrate books. I'm losing my sight. Not sure how much longer I'll be able to read. MS is a bitch. I'm sorry to hear that, Mary. My mom actually has MS, and we're actually kind of going through something similar with my grandma. She doesn't have MS, but she does have glaucoma. No, she has macular degeneration, so she's losing her sight as well. Honestly, if even if you had some favorites or something, if you were able to email me, kind of what you're looking for, just at mysteryarchives@gmail.com, I'd be happy to try and put something together for you. Jersey Chicks Gaming, have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You do the same. I'm so looking forward to Thanksgiving. I actually I'm bringing some pies this year. Everyone else kind of got everything else. So I'll be picking those up at the store here after the live's over. Yay, I barely made it. It's all good. It's all good, Jolena. I was gonna say I was just we were just talking about gaming and just like some different horror related stuff and just been showing off yeah, just been showing off some of the merchandise and stuff that I ordered in for myself just to make sure, quality was good and all that fun stuff. It's one of the mugs I got, which is pretty sick. Oh, I was real happy with how that turned out. Obviously the beanie. Have some other stuff too. Like I'm wearing one of my shirts right now. Yeah, I'm really, really stoked with the quality of everything for sure. I switched manufacturers, so it's a little more expensive, but I definitely think the quality is totally, totally worth it. I totally will, Mary, for sure. She's at a point now where like she still has some issues, and obviously it's never gonna go away, sort of a thing, but she has kind of like stabilized. She has a lot of other health problems and stuff too, but yeah, no, MS is definitely a bitch for sure. So I wish you all the best, and I know that it's not an easy thing to deal with for sure. Because I know that some days, at least with my mom, some days are pretty good, and some days, are like multiple steps backwards. So I feel you, man. I feel you. Jersey Chicks, dude, where can I get some of your merch? So if you go to actually, God, I don't have it memorized, but it's mysteryarchives.myshopify.com. I'll also be I'll link some products here after I end the live. And then I also have obviously the links on my channel and stuff too. Here, I'll just put it in the chat real fast. Maybe. I'll be adding some more stuff later today as well. There you go. If you want to pick something up. So yeah, I put out my second book yesterday. So I've got that up on the side as well. Those physical copies won't be here until the first week of December for me to be able to like actually sign and get them in the mail myself out to whoever buys them. Otherwise, if you wanted a copy sooner, you can order one from Amazon. They have a backlog already built up, so they'll ship you one within a couple days. But yeah, so if you want to check out some of my products, you can check them out there at mysteryarchives.myshopify.com. I'm surprised as I made it. Well, welcome, Sandra. Sorry, I'm just slowly reading what we got left here. Can't complain too much. I was able to raise my kids. Yeah, my mom was diagnosed with MS in 2008, I believed. She started because she had been showing symptoms for a while, but she wasn't totally sure what was going on. And then she got like the official tests and stuff done. So she's been on medication and different bits since then. Thankfully, she's still rolling with the punches pretty good. It's just one of those things where you got to take it one day at a time. Uh, I love the mug. We're huge coffee drinkers in my house, so I will definitely have to grab that. Sweet. Yeah, dude, for sure. I've got that one and I've got obviously I don't have them with me right now because I just got these in today. But I've added a few more designs up on the shop as well, but same exact manufacturer. So they'll look sick. So shiny. Obviously the inside is a black, the handle's black. So yeah, I'm quite stoked with how everything's turned out. So yeah, I'll have some more designs up on there later tonight. I'm gonna do some different clothing coloring design updates and stuff like that. But yeah, no, definitely check it out, man, if you're interested for sure. And thank you very much for the prayers for my mom and for my grandma. I appreciate that. My grandma is 78 going on 79 and she's had a lot of health problems and stuff too, but she's hanging in there. My mom God, my mom has all sorts of stuff. She's got diabetes, she's got MS, she's got a bunch of stuff. So we just keep an eye on her and we do what we can. But yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate the well wishes. Thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate that. Pam drinking caramel pecan coffee. Well, very nice. I am sipping on this Bang Energy. I'm probably going to end up getting a coffee or something else later because I did work out pretty hard earlier and I want to keep going. Mary, I'll probably order a mug in January. In December, I have two grandsons' birthdays and Christmas, so I'm broke. Oh, it's all good, no problem. I will definitely keep them up for you then. Yeah, no rush, no pressure. Just if you guys are interested, by all means, it is there and I appreciate you, truly. And thank you, Pam. Thank you very much. Oh, I love banging Nos. I feel you. Yeah. Oh man, I loved Nos back in the day. Um, I don't drink a lot of sugared drinks these days. Because usually I do just the zero sugar. They did finally come out with a Nos zero sugar, which is awesome. But I only find it every once in a while. But when I can, I drink it. But yeah, dude, love me some Nos. Bangs are sick too. I love them. Been drinking them for years. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna let you go, but I appreciate all of you who have taken the time to come and hang out with me and just kind of talk about whatever and see the different merchandise stuff I got in. I really appreciate it. I got to go force Meg to come with me to the store, so we're gonna go get some groceries finally and get a few other things done. So I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, thanks again. And I will have well, like I said, I've got two really long videos in the works, and one of them is going to be a largely requested collaboration with another YouTuber. So that's going to be really sick. But I'll have a brand new long episode out for you over this next week. So appreciate you guys very much. And sounds good, Fiona. Appreciate that. And yes, if I don't, I'm sure I'll do another live before Thanksgiving, but on the off chance that I don't, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving and spends time with their families as you should. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week for sure. I'll catch you later.